the United States Navy, Sea, Air, and Land Teams, commonly known as Navy SEALs, are the U.S. Navy's primary special operations force. Among the SEALs' main functions are conducting small unit special operation missions in maritime, jungle, urban, Arctic, mountainous, and desert environments. SEALs are typically ordered to capture or kill high-level targets or to gather intelligence behind enemy lines. SEAL team personnel are hand-selected, highly trained, and possess a high degree of proficiency in direct action and special reconnaissance, among other tasks like sabotage, demolition, and intelligence gathering. Known as the deadliest sniper in U.S. military history, the name Chris Kyle was unfamiliar to many until after the box office smash American Sniper, directed by Clint Eastwood. So who was the real Chris Kyle? What were his military accomplishments? And whatever happened to him? Let's try and find out.
Who were you married to prior to February the 2nd, 2013?
Chris Kyle?
Hello, I'm Mike Droberg, a Marine Corps veteran and filmmaker, and we will try to answer these questions on today's episode of Forgotten History.
Christopher Scott Kyle was born on April 8, 1974, in Odessa, Texas. The eldest of two boys, born to Deborah Lynn and Wayne Kenneth Kyle, a Sunday school teacher and deacon. His father bought Kyle his first rifle at the age of 8, a bolt-action 30-06 Springfield rifle with which they hunted deer, pheasant, and quail. Kyle attended high school in Midlothian, Texas, and after graduating in 1992, he became a professional bronco rider and ranch hand. However, his professional rodeo career ended abruptly when he severely injured his arm. He then attended Tarleton State University for 2 years, studying ranch and range management. Unhappy with college and his current situation, Kyle went to a military recruiting office with the interest in joining the U.S. Marine Corps Special Operations Command. However, he was convinced by a U.S. Navy recruiter to try for the SEALs instead. He enlisted in the United States Navy on August 1998 and began basic training in February of 1999. He graduated from basic training at Naval Station Great Lakes, Illinois in April of 1999. He attended additional training as an intelligence specialist. Initially, Kyle was rejected because of the pins in his arms, but he eventually received an invitation to the 24-week basic underwater demolition BUDS/SEAL training at Coronado, California. Kyle graduated with Class 233 in March of 2001, followed by SEAL qualification training at Naval Air Base Coronado from May to August 2001. He was assigned to SEAL Team 3, Sniper Element, Platoon Charlie. Kyle's platoon soon deployed to Iraq. In the city of Nasiriyah, his team provided rooftop security for Marines on the ground. His first long-range shot was taken on a woman carrying a hand grenade approaching a group of Marines. As ordered, Kyle opened fire, killing the woman before she could attack. With each additional tour from Fallujah in 2004, Ramadi in 2006, and Baghdad in 2008, Kyle's skill as a sniper improved. He once hit an insurgent from 1.2 miles away. He became infamous amongst his enemies. They even had a $20,000 bounty on his head and used his Christian tattoo of a Crusader's cross as a way to identify him. He earned the nickname the Devil of Ramadi after he recorded 91 kills in that same Iraqi city. Kyle proved to be a highly effective sniper with a large number of confirmed and unconfirmed kills. Kyle's shooter statements, filled out by every sniper after a mission, were reported to higher command. who kept records in any case shootings were contested outside the rules of engagement. The publisher HarperCollins states, "The Pentagon has officially confirmed more than 150 of Kyle's kills. The previous American record was 109. But it has declined to verify the total number for his book." In his autobiography, Kyle wrote, "The Navy credits me with more kills as a sniper than any other American service member, past or present. I guess that's true. But they go back and forth on what that number is. One week it's 160, the official number as of this writing, for what that's worth. Then it's way higher, then it's somewhere in between. If you want the number, ask the Navy. You may even get the truth if you can catch them on the right day." The deaths of Kyle's friends greatly affected him. After he witnessed the shooting of 2 members on his team, Kyle returned home to his wife and daughter, who was ill. Then another friend died. So after 10 years of service, Kyle left the Navy to save his marriage. He was honorably discharged in 2009 and received 1 Silver Star and 4 Bronze Star medals with V devices for valor. He moved to Midlothian, Texas with his wife Taya and 2 children. After struggling to transition to civilian life with his family, Kyle worked to find a sense of purpose. So he started his own business called Craft International, a security company that trains shooting skills to soldiers. The 160th Special Operations Aviation Regiment, the team that killed Osama bin Laden, received training through Craft. In 2012, HarperCollins released Kyle's autobiography, American Sniper. Kyle had initially hesitated to write the book, but was persuaded to move forward because other books about SEALs were underway. In his book, Kyle wrote bluntly of his experiences. Of the battle for Control Ramadi, he says, "Force moved that battle. We killed the bad guys and brought the leaders to the peace table. That is how the world works." In the book and ensuing interviews, Kyle stated he had no regrets about his work as a sharpshooter, saying, "I had to do it to protect the Marines." American Sniper had a 37-week run on the New York Times bestseller list and brought Kyle international attention. Following its release, media articles challenged some of Kyle's stories, but the core of his narrative was widely accepted. Tales of his heroism on the battlefield were already lore in every branch of the armed forces, writes Michael J. Mooney, author of a biography of Kyle. Kyle paired with Fitco Cares Company, a nonprofit organization that created the Heroes Project to provide free in-home fitness equipment, individualized programs, personal training, and life coaching to in-need veterans with disabilities, Gold Star families, or those with PTSD. On August 13, 2012, Kyle appeared on the reality TV show Stars Earn Stripes, which featured celebrities pairing up with special operations or law enforcement professionals who trained them in weapons and combat tactics. Kyle was teamed with the actor Dean Cain. In his book American Sniper, Kyle wrote a subchapter titled Punching Out Scruffface, about an alleged altercation in a bar. In the book, he claims he punched out a man he refers to as Scruffface for allegedly saying, "You deserve to lose a few guys," and being critical of the Iraq War. According to Kyle, the encounter took place at McPee's, a bar in Coronado, California, on August 12, 2006, during a wake for Kyle's comrade, Michael A. Mansour, a U.S. Navy SEAL who had been killed in Iraq. Later, on January 4, 2012, Kyle appeared on the Opie and Anthony show to discuss his book. During the show, Kyle alleged that the character Scruffface from his book was former governor of Minnesota, Jesse Ventura. Following the allegations, Ventura denied the incidents that happened. Ventura denied the incident had happened or having ever met Kyle. Ventura filed a lawsuit in January 2012 against Kyle for charges of defamation, appropriation, and unjust enrichment. After Kyle was killed the following year, the lawsuit was transferred to Kyle's estate. The jury concluded that the Kyle estate owed Ventura $500,000 for defamation and $1.34 million for unjust enrichment. The district judge, who rendered the final judgment, said that there was substantial evidence that supported the jury verdict. Kyle's widow appealed the verdict on behalf of Kyle's estate. Attorneys for Kyle's estate asked the appeals court to throw out the verdict or at least order a new trial because the lawyer for Ventura told jurors that the $1.8 million judgment would be paid for by Kyle's book publisher's insurance policy, not his estate. In June of 2016, the U.S. Court of Appeals for the 8th Circuit threw out the $1.8 million in part due to the revelation of non-relevant insurance policy by Ventura's attorney to the jury. The $1.35 million in unjust enrichment was overturned and dismissed as being inconsistent with Minnesota law. The $500,000 defamation suit was remanded back to trial. In December of 2017, the case was settled out of court for an undisclosed amount. On February 2, 2013, Kyle and his friend, Chad Littlefield, were shot and killed by Eddie Ray Ruth at the Rough Creek Lodge Resort shooting range in Erath County, Texas. Both Kyle and Littlefield were armed with .45 caliber 1911 style pistols when they were murdered. But neither gun had been unholstered or fired, and the safety catches were still on. Kyle was murdered with a .45 caliber pistol, while Littlefield was shot with a 9mm Sig Sauer pistol. Both guns belonged to Kyle. Ruth was a 25-year-old United States Marine Corps veteran from Lancaster, Texas. Kyle and Littlefield had taken Ruth to the gun range. Ruth had been in and out of mental hospitals for at least 2 years and had been diagnosed with schizophrenia. His family also said he had PTSD from his time in the Marines. On the way to the shooting range, Kyle texted Littlefield, "This dude is straight up nuts." Littlefield responded, "Watch my six," military slang meaning watch my back. 4 months later, while in his jail cell, Ruth shared with the former Erath County Sheriff's Deputy Gene Cole, "I was just riding in the backseat of the truck and nobody would talk to me. They were just taking me to the range, so I shot them. I feel bad about it, but they wouldn't talk to me. I'm sure they've forgiven me." After the murders, Ruth went to his sister's house in Midlothian and told her what he had done. His sister, Laura Blevins, called 911 and told the emergency operator they went out to the shooting range. Like, he's all crazy. He's psychotic. Local police captured Ruth after a short freeway chase, which ended when Ruth, who fled the scene in Kyle's Ford F-350 truck, crashed into a police cruiser in Lancaster. Ruth's trial began on February 11, 2015. On February 24, 2015, Ruth was found guilty of murdering Kyle and Littlefield. The jury returned the verdict after less than 3 hours of deliberations. Since prosecutors decided beforehand not to seek the death penalty, the trial judge, Jason Cashern, immediately sentenced Ruth to life in prison with no possibility of parole. Ruth is in prison at the Texas Department of Criminal Justice Ramsey Unit in Rosharon, Texas. A memorial service was held for Kyle at Cowboy Stadium in Arlington, Texas on February 11th. He was buried on February 12, 2013 at the Texas State Cemetery in Austin. After the funeral cortege journeyed from Midlothian to Austin for more than 200 miles. Hundreds of people, many waving American flags, lined Interstate 35 to view the passing procession and to pay their final respects to Kyle.
Whoa. So, I mean, the numbers, I didn't even want that in my book because I don't care about that. That,
Yes.
you know, whether I killed one person or 1,000 doesn't make me any more of a man.
Right.
I would love to be known for the number of people I saved.
Mm-hmm. That's great. Wow.
Thank you for watching Forgotten History. Please like, share, and subscribe. If you have any comments or show ideas, we'd love to hear from you. Thanks again.